There's two people. What do you want?
You didn't have to put them that far across the room from each other.
Well, literally, one is the president, right? And the other guy is just a civilian. So civilians are down here. Presidents or Kaisers are up here. They're literally as far apart as you can put two people.
It's perfect, and I would change nothing. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here watching some more Legend of the Galactic Heroes. We got some comments here today, so let's see what people got to say. Theta, take it away.
Well, just another Josh from the Patreon, responding to the episode "The Capture of Iserlon." You're getting an
swear
R.
they say Lorne, but
Yeah, there's
continue.
an R in the middle, not at the end. Iserlon, Part 2. Now that we've seen Iserlon in action a bit more, I feel comfortable talking about what makes Iserlon... God, you can say this as many times as you can, aren't you? What makes Iserlon such an interesting fortress design? It's got two gimmicks. Firstly, the Thor Hammer, an insanely powerful charged energy weapon capable of destroying hundreds of ships in one blow. That one weapon alone would make it difficult to assault. But the second gimmick is arguably even better. A liquid metal exterior. All the weapons on Iserlon, including the Thor Hammer, float inside that liquid outer layer and can be moved anywhere they are needed across the surface of Iserlon. This liquid layer also acts as a near-infinite source of additional armor for the interior, absorbing most of the blows before they reach the internals of the fortress. It's one of the coolest fortress designs in all of sci-fi. As a bonus to how powerful Iserlon itself is, it also comes with a nice little 20,000 ship garrison fleet, which the Imperials wasted. Also, I forgot just how soon Cephalii particles appear in the series. Yet another brilliant idea to force interesting combat scenarios. Spread some of those around and you turn whatever room you're in into a bomb if anyone pulls the trigger, instantly forcing everyone into melee combat. This is one piece of tech that's going to get an incredible amount of play, as it's such a potent equalizer. It doesn't matter how well prepped your defenses are if you can't use your rifles and the other guys come running at you with axes.
Oh, we're gonna get like knights versus knights. Let's go. Let's do it.
Well, I mean, it kind of reads Dune-ish to me, right?
Yeah. Where that one is more like based around their force shielding technology, which, also pushes them back into melee combat and being badass, right?
Well, it seems to me that you can make pretty effective kamikaze groups out of this.
Oh, yeah.
We just send in... You've got a room full of 20 guys. I send in one guy with a gun and some of these particles. I've taken 20 of your guys at the cost of one. Or, send a guy in with a gun, an explosive outfit, and those particles. Boom, he killed all your guys in that room. He's fine. He's wearing a bomb suit.
All I want to say is there's no way breathing in those particles is good for you whatsoever. If it is explosive, it's not good for you.
Well, to be fair, I think you don't have guns in your body anywhere, so you're probably fine.
It's still probably at least a little toxic. Come on.
Well, we don't know. I
need the material safety data sheet on this. What's the LD50 on Cephalon particles? But I do agree, Iserlon is like a really cool, fully operational, completely indestructible Death Star, essentially, right? If the Death Star actually worked as intended, this is what it would look like, right?
I'm sorry, you threw my brain through a loop. As a former safety captain of many businesses, you said MDSS and it's MSDS, and then they corrected it now to MDS, so it's not even that anymore.
Just material data sheets. Okay.
Well, no, I don't know why you said material data. Well, Yeah,
Safety.
that's what they turned it into. But you said material data safety sheet, and it was always material safety data sheet, MSDS. So you
Well,
just
at least I was thinking of safety in there somewhere, right? That still puts me above like most people.
well, it's more so it's also all the facts about the materials being used. So it's not so much about the safety; it's a safety is included as an aspect of it, given what you're supposed to do when exposed to said chemicals.
Right, right.
But those also tend to be chemically related. Well, at least more so in the businesses that I've worked at, more so than particles. I guess maybe that comes into play like
Less
nuclear.
industrial danger in your line of work,
Just like a
right?
nuclear site, so their MSDS sheets would be radiation based or something.
It would probably say uranium is radioactive. Please wear this gear when dealing with it,
Or I
right?
guess what to do with immediate exposure to uranium.
Just remember when you're working on your Death Star to lock out and tag out that laser.
Yeah, well, it's more important that you know what your keys are.
So I suppose next step, let's go ahead and take a look over the concept board.
Oh, I thought you wanted to go with the recap next.
Oh, well, then go ahead and do the recap. What we got?
The capture of Iserlon, Part 2. The captain of the Imperial cruiser supposedly escaping from the 13th Fleet turns out to be Walter von Schonkampf. After succeeding in gaining access to Iserlon's Fortress Command Center, he then takes the Fortress Commander hostage, allowing the Rosenritter to seize control and enables the 13th Fleet to dock in Iserlon. See, I'm saying the R apart too. It's not there in the text.
It's effective.
To dock, I'm just going to abbreviate, in the fortress. When the fleet returns, personnel from the 13th Fleet fire the Thor hammer, inflicting major damage on the fleet. I guess I do need the Iserlon part. The Imperial forces then withdraw away from Iserlon Fortress, and Yang Wenli's 13th Fleet succeeds in capturing the fortress, dramatically altering the balance of power between the Galactic Empire, the Free Planets Alliance, and the Dominion of Phezon in the Alliance's favor. The news about the capture of Iserlon Fortress catches the attention of Adrian Rubinsky, which sounds like a Punch-Out boss, right? Isn't that the Soda Poppins real name?
Yes, Rubinsky. Aim for the ruby on his chest.
No, it's Soda Popinski is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
The Landershear of Phezon, who becomes curious about Yang Wenli. Meanwhile, back in the Alliance, Yang is hailed by the mass media as Magician Yang and Miracle Yang for his feat of capturing the fortress without a single allied casualty.
Right, which honestly, if anyone did that in a modern military engagement today, yeah, they'd probably call him magic too.
I mean, why not?
But yeah, we got to see the crazy plan unfold, actually like follow through with I think the particles are the thing, like, were the mystery element, right? Because we didn't know they existed, we couldn't predict the plan relied upon them, and that's how they were planning to gain control. But they still got into the room in basically a perfectly understandable, completely reasonable manner. Everything they did up to that point made perfect sense.
Well, yeah, because I guess they're just lucky that the radiation of a scanner didn't set them off.
Yeah, I guess that there's the question: what actually sets off a cephalon particle? What is the full context? Again, I need that. I need the material data sheet. That's right. That's what it is now.
Currently. Unless they change it again.
But we'll come back next month. All right.
Well, as you previously mentioned, we've got the board over here.
Oh yeah, we got the board up here, and as you can see, our new relationship where we have Rubinsky set up all the way across the room from Nicholas Boltic.
His secretary.
Who is just the secretary.
Like I said, it's the product of how the board's laid out. It's all rank. So, you have like the senator guy from the Alliance, the Kaiser up here. He is the leader of them, so he's got to be up here. We haven't seen any civilians in the Empire. I don't think they exist. Well, I guess kids maybe, but
we briefly saw other civilians, but they aren't featured in the story because it's about the Navy,
Well,
right?
no, because we covered this before. That basically, if you've got rank in the military, you've also got like a uh, you're you're like
If you're
nobility.
noble, you're
Yeah,
important.
they're basically tied together versus the alliance, which they're separate. Which is why you have all these
Yeah.
civilians in the alliance and none over
I,
here. So putting them on the civilian level, he's all the way down here at the bottom, which
mhm.
just makes it a line because there's only two people.
I do love the way you drew a line from Captain Walter over to Admiral Stockhausen there. Just like, yeah, no, I would draw a line between the guy who held you hostage, right?
Yeah, and he's alive as far as we know, so that's an
Oh,
existing
that's right.
thing.
There's a set of like admiral commanders who have now been completely captured, probably gonna get interrogated. It's even more of a win for the Alliance than it even first seems. And not to mention hundreds of soldiers or thousands. I forgot what they said the population of like their little defensive station was.
I don't know. We know the fleet escaped, so those can't be counted. Well, some of the fleet, because we know it got blasted in three different sections,
Hmm.
so we don't know how many ships they lost.
So I think like going into this episode at the very least, figuring out what's Pheasant about, what is its capabilities, and what is it gonna do are gonna basically like drastically change where we're going in the series, I think, from here. Because we've set up our two actual main characters here, and they need more antagonism to work around, right?
Oh, you think
Pheasant's gonna be the antagonist, right?
the revolt is going to be a pheasant thing and not an empire thing?
I think so. Either like maybe on a pheasant world or maybe caused by pheasant.
I think I mentioned before that I gave a wrong number to the estimated amount of episodes I had seen.
Mhm.
The last thing I remember ever seeing from this show, back when it originally was airing, was literally the introduction of the third faction, which
Mhm.
was Pheasant. So,
So
uh,
this episode then.
no, last episode was the last one I'd
Oh,
seen. I
okay.
had literally seen the introduction of Lex Luthor guy at the end of the episode. I didn't remember most of the shit that happened during those last episodes
Mhm.
before we had watched it again, but officially that is the last thing I know anything about was that last episode. I have no idea what this episode is about, other than what we saw in the Flash,
Mhm.
or not even what we saw. It's literally just a symbol in the
Mhm.
text.
So I guess in that case, we got like some Superman 64 going on. We got Lex Luthor here. Can Yang solve Adrian's maze? Let's find out.
Well, actually,
Uh,
I've got some Theta's thoughts before we.
oh, you do.
Considering you're not even going to be reading the transition, I don't know why you're trying to make the transition, Griff.
Pure instinct.
While we were recording the other day, you seemed surprised that Legends has such a long running, more episodes than a season. Did you
Mhm.
think we were just jumping around events randomly in a seasonal 12 episode run? Does this new knowledge change how you conceptualize how everything is being set up?
I guess my first impression would have been like a one season anime with a full complete story, which sets my expectations. Where's the midpoint? Where are we gonna stop? What kind of things do we need to set up for like a good conclusion? And if we're going like four seasons in, it's like, okay, we don't gotta conclude shit. We can just keep going as long as we want. So now I get to sit back, relax, and just kind of like take in things and kind of go, oh yeah, yeah, we'll get somewhere with this eventually.
Well, you know it's
So it's
based on
more
a
relaxed viewing, I guess, the longer it
you know it's
is.
based on a previous anime that ended, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right, so you know it's got an ending.
Of course it does, but that ending is further in the future than I thought it was. So I get to just go, okay, whenever we get there, we're just learning about the characters. That's all we need to do here for this season.
I rather enjoyed Remler's thoroughness in the security check, especially the psych evaluation out of nowhere. He double checks their identifications. Even though it comes back clear, he tells them that it failed and they will have to wait for a bit for a signal to be sent back home to confirm the information.
Hmm.
Such a thing only exists to see if any potential rebels would break, thinking they won't reach the last step of their plan, or would be discovered while having to wait for extended periods. I mean, they almost got caught. Sorry, they almost got caught due to one of them having a tattoo, specifically one of the two that were second generation Imperial refugees. Walter is the only one with any memory of the Empire to know what practices to be on the lookout for. Even then, Remler suspects something, but gets superseded by the unsight admiral rushing them through.
He was only still a kid at the time. He wouldn't like know of like high psychological games at the least that the military might pull on you. That's more like his personality showing through, I guess. Patience, willingness to see where things go, right?
Well, he knew about the tattoo thing because he jumped on it immediately with a plausible explanation. Also, something a kid wouldn't have known, Griff. So your explanation for that is to me. That's right, Griff. It's to me. What do you think about that?
I guess I just lose.
I don't even know. But that's it from now on, Griff. That's all it is. Speaking of Remler, it's funny that he says their commander fears dishonor more than death, because that was obviously true of Sect. I have no doubt that Sect would have ordered them to fire and blown everyone up. Unfortunately, for the Empire, Stockhausen was not the warrior Sect was, and was afraid to die, allowing them to take the control room. Had Sect been there, the whole plan would have failed. Unfortunately, Sect wasn't there, and died, due to his own emotional and moral failings on the opposite end.
Right, gotta wonder, like, that alternate scenario where, like, you get the more aggressive person in the room full of explosives, and they just go fire anyway. Everything blows, but the plan has now failed.
Literally, if the Admiralty had been reversed, everything would have failed for the whole plan. Sect would have blown up the people in the room with him, and the other guy, well, technically, even if Sect had somehow failed to protect the room, the other guy would have escaped with the fleet because he doesn't want to tie to Thor's hammer. So, more people would have survived on the Imperial side.
Right, it really just comes down to, like, the positions people were in and like what they thought they could gain or lose from it, because I think we were talking last time, like once they took the station with the beam and they realized they were outside with the fleet, going back home to announce that we lost the entire thing, the thing that should never have been caught, the unsinkable ship sunk, right? It doesn't get worse than that.
Well, specifically not for the Admiralty. Maybe the man on the ground who has no control. Say, lower than captain level, right? But at the very least, you wouldn't have lost all those ships.
Yeah. Like, I say, like, oh, it couldn't have gone worse, but yeah, no, it's like, well, you could have lost 100 more ships there, like the other guy did.
Yeah, if you don't care about the people, then the loss of material could be a concern. I think that's it for right now, though. So, let's just go ahead and get into it.
Right.
But first, if you want to see more reactions like this, uncensored, unedited, uncut, you can head over to the Patreon. Just $5 a month helps us out, helps us produce more content like this.
And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and come visit us on Discord and tell us what's your favorite Death Star.
帝国領カストロプ政系領主カストロプ公オイゲン皇帝フリードリヒ4世の財務省書を務めていた彼はその職にあった15年の間にの公金を横領
Oh, that highway. Oh.
しかしそのカストロプ公が
Looking at Houston.
不慮の死を遂げたことによって
Because the Kaiser the Fourth guy is the current Kaiser.
財務司法省は彼が不当に蓄えた財産を没収しようとしただがカストロプ公の息子マクシミリアンがそれに反発。こうしてカストロプ動乱は始まった。
Damn it, those capitalists always rising up against seizing the means of production.
Your guys.
Oh, that's not my guys. Castrop's not my guy.
He's in charge.
No, you got it backwards. He's rebelling against my guys.
銀河帝国皇帝フリードリヒ4世からの勅命が下る。
These are my guys.
Alright, at least we like understand the point of the rebellion pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, nobility not wanting to give up their shit.
Like all nobility across time.
Yeah, but fundamentally, the Castrop guys are more your guys than my guys.
Well, you know, normally this is the point where I go in about like the intersection between like states, monarchy, and capitalism. But you know what? I'll let you take that away while my voice is slowly leaving.
I don't.
Let me dump the most complicated possible question on top of you in the most open-ended manner and see where you go with.
No, you didn't live. That's the thing, though. You didn't level a question at me. You said this is where I would normally talk about. You didn't even frame your own thought process as a question.
Exactly.
Also,
the whole idea was to give you like the broadest possible impossible thing to talk about.
Well, I also didn't level a question at you when you brought it up as a question for me without asking a question. I said these are more your guys than my guys. It's not a question, it's a statement.
Well, here's a salient question, one that we can't answer right now until like we keep going on the episode. Is the finance minister going to be a capitalist, or is he just going to be guy who managed to scoop up a whole bunch of money?
Well, nothing. He's in a coffin. He's dead.
No, then it's Castrop then.
No. Well, Castrop, Maximilian, his son.
Yeah.
Yeah, has nothing to do with the finance minister. He's dead. That's the initiator. By the way, I managed to answer your entire question without answering your question. Done.
下級貴族や平民での士官ばかりを集めております。それにカストロプの件、キルヒアイス少将などで大丈夫でしょうか。やはりローエングラム伯の方が。そのローエングラム伯が少将に勅命が下るよう依頼してきたのだ。良いではないか。
Passing on the buck, huh?
No, it's his best friend, remember?
Right.
Looks like he finally got him that promotion from captain to rear admiral. That's a Garma style promotion right there. So yeah, we had your big thing. Now it's time for my big thing.
Yeah, we're gonna get a whole bunch of Empire stuff here. Let's go.
Putting down a rebellion. That's about the same as taking over the Death Star, right? So many people will be adding to the board.
Oh god, yeah, we gotta do like all the backroom gossip here. That's right, we gotta catch up on all that.
No, anytime it does this, anytime it pops up a person with a name, I fucking add them to the board. I assume it wouldn't tell me if they weren't important. Mech
I feel like this guy's gotta be real important in the future.
That already turns out to be a joke. Officer's mess. Mr. Meyer. Literally everybody. You're giving everybody a name.
If everybody has names, Theta, I think you'll find.
I already made a joke about that like second episode, Griff. I think we know, like... now we do know more people in the Alliance by now.
Oh, so they're in on it? Okay.
Well, you figure he's probably only bringing people into his inner circle that he can trust.
Right, exactly. But he actually has one, and it's not just him and his friend against the world. It makes sense.
And here's his custom red ship.
It's just so cool. I actually want to give it to me. It's
red
so
hair,
cool.
red ship. Am I right? Oh, so many names. I don't think I would be able to remember anyone's name if it wasn't for the board.
I'm definitely very grateful for it. Yeah, this seems like a guy who knows military tactics, right?
How many was in the Imperial fleet again?
5,000?
No, no,
it's
sorry.
2 to 1, I think.
Okay, I didn't get the other side, is what I meant to say.
Yeah, they said 10,000 for theirs.
I guess they figured that they're warhammering this. That they're such a small threat, but they're significant enough to not be... The Empire wouldn't send too many people.
He just keeps hitting everybody, though.
Ah, don't open your mouth, you're gonna get hit.
Hey, don't stop!
As I said, don't open your mouth. I half expected him to say, you know, punch, good idea. You know?
Everyone looking at him like, I'm not getting punched. I'm glad that they just quickly established him to be the biggest asshole ever.
I mean, if I had to read into it, it'd be more of a scenario of he doesn't have anyone's loyalty, so they're gonna backstab him or something.
Right, so keeping them all on edge is the only thing he's got.
Well, he's pulling the bad guy move of, I keep killing my own henchmen sort of thing. You know, to prove what kind of guy I am.
Exactly as they said was gonna happen.
I like to think that the fleet is controlled the same way like G Gundam's mechs are. All these hand motions and everything are exactly what's needed.
Yeah.
Well, that was a move.
Yeah, I didn't know they could do something like that.
I guess it's like the same use as the warp thing.
私は銀河帝国軍少将ジークフリード・キルヒアイス。こたびの出征の目的は動乱の元凶であるカストロプ・マクシミリアンを拘束することである。カストロプ軍の将校兵士の諸君は主君の命に従い戦ったのみ。これ以上抵抗をしなければ捕虜としてその身柄を正当に扱い、いたずらに命を奪うような真似はしないと約束しましょう。その証拠に
Your lives for pleasure.
Ah, here it goes.
I guess we could punch him from both sides. He wouldn't expect that.
No, this is where you find out he actually is a martial arts black belt.
No one's moving.
Not a single person.
何をしている？敵を攻撃するのだ。今危機にあるのは我々ではない。敵の方なのだぞ。わからんのか？挟み撃ちだ。手法発射だ。撃て。
I don't know. It's probably the best deal we're gonna get. I don't want to die for you.
Is he still doing it? Come on, dude, beat his ass. Or pull the gun, that works too. Did he really think he was gonna do this?
I think he did. He clearly didn't think much of the people around him.
We have established him as not very forward thinking, and now he's gone.
Your recommendation.
これよりカストロプ本生に向かう。兵たちには捕虜の扱いに注意し、略奪行為、民間人に危害を加えるなどないよう徹底してください。
That's shit that they normally do. We don't tell them not to.
The men were all ready to just like go devastate a whole planet. Now they're being told it's like, no, it's over already.
たった10日で？いや、実際に戦闘が行われたのはわずか2日。
See, your guy had to do a whole infiltration, right? Your guy had to do a whole infiltration. My guy beat him with words.
But that's like so situational. Like it didn't necessarily prove anything other than that Castrop was an asshole.
They're all situational, Griff. Everything is situational.
And that was just supposed to be the whole episode? What do we do now?
Bask in how quickly my guy solved the scenario. 1 episode versus your guy's 2 episodes.
5 minutes of action, 20 minutes of gloated. Let's do it.
Well, I mean, we're also just like discussing the back and forth between the relationship of Kirches and Reinhold.
Right, we also got like set up for the Empire too, I suppose. Oh, cool, we know when this is now.
Time to take it back. What an assortment of beards and mustaches. So they did take him, yeah.
Oh no, they're gonna blame the messenger.
I don't think you can. Wait, I thought you got captured.
No, he was the guy from like the chair earlier when they were talking about like the whole situation.
No, I'm pretty sure that was Hausen.
反乱軍がいつから対等の外部勢力になったのだ。現実を見ないから矛盾をきたすことになる。それで、イゼルローンを落とした同盟軍の指揮官の名は自由惑星同盟第13艦隊司令官ヤン・ウェンリー少将。
Da 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 da.
アスターテのあの男が再び。ヤン・ウェンリー。
He just wants a rival so bad.
Well, no, remember he said that at the end of the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I think if they were going to blame anybody, it would have been him. Since he ran from the combat, remember? And abandoned the admiral? Abandoned the admiral.
But yeah, they are blaming him apparently.
オーベルシュタイン大佐だったな。私にどんな要件があるのだ。
まず、お人払いを。
ここには3人しかいない。
そう、キルヒアイス中将がおられる。ですからお人払いをと願っています。
キルヒアイス中将。
Oh, you can't talk in front of him. You had no business talking.
存じております。
あえて彼に聞かせたくない話があるというのだな。 だが後で私が話せば同じことだぞ。
I plan to share this information with him, whatever you say. Love it.
様々な異なるタイプの人材が必要でしょう。アーにはアーに向いた話、ベイにはベイにふさわしい任務。
Chain of command.
と思いますが。
元帥閣下、私は隣室に控えていた方がよろしいかと。そうか。
I think keeping Kirches in the room is just a matter of pride. And Kirchis is like, let's just get this done.
実は閣下、私は現在いささか苦しい立場に立たされています。ご存知かと思いますが。
イゼルローンからの逃亡者、糾弾されて当然だろうな。ゼークと提督は壮烈な玉砕を遂げたというのに。
See?
凡百の
Yeah.
にとって私は卑劣な逃亡者に過ぎますまい。しかし閣下、私には私の言い分があります。
I told him not to, like, twice.
The captain could literally read the room and see a bad situation. It's like,
明日の軍法会議でだろう。
軍法会議など形だけのもの。私に下される処罰は初めから決まっております。これをご覧ください、閣下。キルヒアイス中将からお聞きになったと思いますが、この通り、私の両目は義眼です。あのルドルフ大帝の知性であれば、劣悪遺伝子排除法によって赤ん坊の頃に抹殺されていたでしょう。お分かりになります。
The thing you keep throwing out is a negative.
the people who are already around and already believe this are still here. They look at him and go, yeah, he's an acceptable person to kill.
No, I mean more so the fact that the current dynasty doesn't do that anymore. I know he's talking against my own point, but I'm just pointing out that it's still a better thing. I mean, also his point is I don't hate the system, I just hate the people at the top. Which is like against your point too.
オーベルシュタイン大佐を憲兵に引き渡せ。帝国に対し不定な反逆の言葉があった。帝国軍人として看過できぬ。
所詮あなたもこの程度の人か。結構、キルヒアイス中将一人を腹心と頼んで、あなたの狭き道をお行きなさい。
Because there's no way of knowing that this guy isn't trying to backstab you for a better deal. It's a court-martial thing.
I can't wait for the captain to say, it's like, all the other officers realize this and they're really hoping you'll let them in on it. Like, can you just open up a bit?
尊敬に値するが、それだけでは破行をなすには十分とは言えんのだ。光には影が従う。しかし、お若いローエングラム伯にはまだご理解いただけぬか。
That was the fire command, right?
No, I assumed this would have been the fire command.
ゼークトからもさぞ嫌われたことだろう。違うか。
ゼークト提督は部下の忠誠心を刺激する人ではありませんでした。
Well, he kind of did. A whole lot of people died because they were loyal to him.
軍務少将エーレンベルグ、統帥本部総長シュタインホフ、宇宙艦隊司令長官ミュッケンベルガー、帝国軍参長官より辞表が提出されておる。イゼルローン疾患の責任を取ると申してな。
どの職が欲しいか。
I'll pick the one with spikes on it.
立てたわけでもございませんのに、他の方の席を奪うことはできません。イゼルローンの疾患はゼークとシュトックハウゼン両提督の不覚によるもの。しかもゼークと提督は死をもって罪を償っており、今一人は敵の獄中にあります。他に罪を売るべき者がいるとは私は思いません。何卒参長官をお咎めなきよう謹んで陛下にお願い申し上げます。
To be fair, one of them had to have put one of those admirals in that position, which is a bit of blame.
But it's also interesting, like that scene following up the previous one where he's just like, oh yeah, I could have advanced higher, but the captain has convinced me maybe I should make friends.
Well, no, instead of taking one position of power for himself, he now has 3 people in positions of power above his that owe him.
Exactly.
So it's more power, less responsibility.
ご不況を被るを覚悟の上で申し上げまするが。
ローエングラムのことか。世がアンネローゼの弟に地位と権力を与えすぎるというのであろう。
陛下にはご承知でいらっしゃいましたか。
恐れを知らぬ者ゆえ、重臣として権力を振るうにとどまらず、図に乗って簒奪を企むかもしれぬとでもそちは思うか。
口の葉にのぼせるのもは
I'm not an idiot, you know.
良いではないか。
お
人類の創生とともにゴールデンバウム王朝があったわけではない。不死の人間がおらぬと同様、不滅の国家もない。世の代で銀河帝国が耐えて悪い道理がなかろう。どうせ滅びるならせいぜい華麗に滅びる
So he's Palpatine.
のだ。
No, President Snow
I
is
think-
what we have here.
No, it's
We even
lit-
have the damn cutting of the roses.
Well, I don't know about the rose thing, but literally it's Palpatine that says the Empire ends with me. It has a whole thing about the Imperial Navy bombarding planets that are
Right, but
Imperial.
Palpatine is all about everyone going down with them. This guy is like, no, I want my what succeeds me to be a good thing.
貴族どもの手に負えるような男ではない。頭は切れるだろうが、癖がありすぎる。
ラインハルト様のお手には負えるのですか？
そうだな。俺はあの男に友情や忠誠心を期待してはいない。あの男は俺を利用しようとしているだけだ。自分自身の目的を果たすためにな。だから、俺も奴の頭脳を利用する。奴の動機などどうでもいいさ。
Perfectly normal friend thing, messing with each other's hair.
I mean, I most assume they're more than friends.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There's been no established text to that end just yet.
Well, I don't know. There was the whole half naked in a room together thing from childhood.
Wait, what was that? I don't remember.
After they got super dirty, that's the first time the sister offered them pie or cake, whatever it was.
That was like after a fight in middle school. That doesn't count.
Sets up a pretext, Griff.
I don't think that counts. That's all I'm gonna say. But no, yeah, this is the Emperor's stance on what is going on has hit me the hardest out of all of this. Just going like, oh wow, he's reading the text and literally plotting his own demise. This is amusing. I like this.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he's plotting his own demise. He's allowing it. He's allowing a thing to happen, and I'm pretty sure it's at best right now just a test. Like, let's see how far he can get, sort of thing. Because you wouldn't want to allow yourself to be overthrown by an idiot.
Yeah, like at least the statements of text that he made, right, are very, very openly minded about the political reality of basically how humans operate. His empire's not gonna last forever. It probably will collapse eventually into something else. Why not in a controlled manner, or like more controlled than like not doing anything at all? Have it turn into something nice and better with someone who's obviously highly motivated and apparently really intelligent and just amazingly lucky too.
We're reading the end part completely differently. But let's see what's going to happen next first.
次回、銀河英雄伝説、リ・ノイエテーゼ。第9話、それぞれの星。
It's another Alliance episode. No, his whole statement of, well, at least it can go down magnificently, reads more Palpatine than Snow to me. Hey, well, it doesn't last forever. It's all gonna go down eventually. I hope I enjoy the fireworks.
I can kind of get where you're going with that. I think you can read into that way, but I think like the way he delivered it, the expression, the emotion, is not going in that direction. It feels more like a soft, like, well, I'm sad to see that it's all ending, but at least it can end well kind of feel. That's my read on it, because that's how I felt.
I know it's
how
your
he
read.
presented it,
My point is that I don't read any. He doesn't say any words that elicit to me a, well, the next person will do better. It reads to me like, well, if he wants to take me down, it's all coming with me. That's
Yeah.
he doesn't have like the manic look on his eye of like the the final boss like in the burning building just waiting to fight you with everything come crashing down on top of you. He didn't have that manic look in his eye, but he does just have the words. The words say the things.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't done any actions yet.
We got to see how it plays out. Like, what other actions does he take? What else does he say that like builds on this and like pushes it like one way or the other? I think. But with next episode being each person's star, this is where we get the Reinhard Siegfried romance. That's where they're gonna like just put it into text.
No, it's an alliance episode. That means it's Gang Wenli and Gang 13 Fleet.
Dang, we're just not gonna get it. Darn. All right, well,
4 seasons.
Next time, Yang like attempts to have a social life. Let's find out. So I think if that's everything for today, this is it for Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we'll catch you next time. See you around.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?